Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Court, and you can tell by the title of today's video why we're not over there by my bookshelves. We're getting comfy today. Speaking of comfy, we're just gonna get extra comfortable, okay? We're gonna sit back and relax, get all nice, cozy. We're doing a tier ranking video. I am a newbie booktuber. I feel like one of the booktube staples is tier ranking something. I've not done that yet. My booktube is still under a year old. I started booktube last November, and tier ranking is something I enjoy watching other people do, and I love watching those videos no matter what their tier ranking, and I've always wanted to do it on my channel. I have never really known what to tier rank besides the end of the year, every book I read in the end of the year, let's tier rank them kind of video. So I decided, why not tier rank romance tropes and micro tropes? I think I've seen this done by somebody else before. I'm just not sure who. Maybe a few people have done this. I'm not sure who, but I am very excited to do this. I enjoy talking about books, about bookish things, sharing my opinion. That's why we're here. I wouldn't have a booktube if I didn't like yapping and I didn't like sharing my opinion about bookish things. So that's what we're doing today. My opinions, my tier ranking on book tropes and micro tropes. Most of these are romance. There might be some romantasy type things thrown in there. I picked 60 that are very well known, popular, more popular, and we're just gonna tier rank them. Before we get started, I really want to ask, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel or consider subscribing. Tell your dog to subscribe, tell your aunt to subscribe, literally anybody to subscribe. It really helps me out. I really want to hit my goal of 300 subscribers by Halloween. It's currently like the 13th of September when I'm filming this, and is it the 13th? It's the 14th. So we have like half of September and all of October to reach our goal, and I'm already at 250, a little over 250 subscribers. So I think 300 by Halloween is achievable, so please consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. We like to have a fun time around here. That was our only disclaimer. Thank you so much for your consideration. Please subscribe. Now, let's just get into the tier ranking, shall we? Before we get into the actual ranking itself, I'm going to tell you the tiers that I have for the tropes. So at the very, very top, this is the best tier. We have no notes. No notes means this is a great trope. Will read anything that involves this type of trope. Absolutely love it. No notes. The second step down is giggling and kicking my feet. There may be some notes, so it's not going to go in no notes, but it's a giggly, cutie, fun time. Love it. Next tier down. You were good. I'm waiting for you to be great. You guys know that meme, that Dance Moms meme. Okay. You get it. This is good, not great. Self-explanatory. Next down, we have overdone. Literally, probably in every single romance book. The next step down has to be flawlessly done. Like, I will not read this trope unless it is flawless. Not the book Flawless. I hated that book. You know my opinions on that book if you've been around for a while. I mean, it has to be the best execution of that trope I've ever read. Otherwise, I'll hate it. Next step down is you could not pay me to read this. Again, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I just hate them. And then finally, at the bottom, we have send recs, meaning I haven't read this and I want to. Please send me book recs with this trope in it. Or I've read it, but I've not read it enough to have a clear opinion on it. Because I feel like, yay, fancy opinion time. I feel like if I don't have a good stance on something or a clear knowledge of something, I shouldn't give my opinion about it. Crazy. Crazy that people think like that. but I feel like I should not give my opinion if I haven't read enough of the trope or given it a fair shot. So it's gonna go in there. Send Rex so I can have an accurate opinion on it. So I'm going to start my screen recording. First up, we have fake dating. I used to read a lot of fake dating. 2022, 2023, Courtney would say that fake dating is her favorite trope ever. We're gonna put this in giggling and kicking my feet because those books that I read in 2022, 2023, one specific book that comes to mind is Blindside by Candy Steiner. I love the fake dating trope. I love when it's put in the book for like when it's the whole point of the book that they're fake dating and like using each other to get something out of it. I don't know, maybe I'm toxic, but I love that. Similarly, characters make a deal. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're fake dating, they just make a deal to help each other. I haven't read a lot of this that's not fake dating. I think I'm going to put this in Send Rex because I don't know of any books off the top of my head where I can accurately name this as a book trope that it's not fake dating or it's not another trope that I have down here, like a bucket list type trope, or he helps her with learning something, or, like a two-way kind of deal that's not fake dating. So if you have any recs, comment them in the comments below because I feel like I would like that if I like fake dating, where two parties make a deal with each other and get something out of it together, and then they start actually being together. Yeah, I think I would like that. Next, we have Marriage of Convenience. I feel like, for a point, every single popular booktok book was Marriage of Convenience for a specific time. So part of me wants to put this in Overdone because I know a lot of books that have this. But I also can't remember if there were Arranged Marriage and Marriage of Convenience just at the same time, or if they were all Marriage of Convenience. So I'm gonna put this in You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great, because I do like this trope. I enjoy it when it's not something that's overly done or when I read it multiple times in a row, but I do like it from time to time. Forbidden Love. See, I like Forbidden Love, specifically when nobody knows that they're dating and they actually date. I eat that up. I'm gonna put it in giggling and kicking my feet because it's just one where, again, I won't get tired of it. I love it. It's just like a sub trope, kind of, because there's usually other tropes that go with it. Yeah, I love it. Give me more, actually. Next, we have Forced Proximity. Some could argue that there's forced proximity in every book because then how would the couple be around each other? But forced proximity, like, they're roommates. They live in the same dorm. They have to be on the same team at work. They go on a work trip together. Something outside is forcing them together more than they usually would be before they start dating. That's how I personally see forced proximity. And I genuinely like it, but it's gotten a little overdone. Every book that I've gotten recommended recently, they're like, oh, it has forced proximity. Oh, it has forced proximity. That's so great. But it's a little overdone. A lot of the romance books that I've seen have used it to the point where it's gotten so widespread that we've lost the plot a little bit on forced proximity, and that's why I'm putting it in overdone, not because I don't like it. Childhood Friends to Lovers. See, now I have this and I have Friends to Lovers. Where's Friends to Lovers? Because these are different. Okay, Friends to Lovers. I'm gonna do these two together because these are different. Childhood Friends to Lovers, specifically when you get flashbacks to their childhood. No notes. No notes. I love a good childhood friends to lovers. Specifically, that kind of childhood friends to lovers when you get the flashbacks. If you don't get the flashbacks, I don't think it's as good, but I still eat it up. So we're going to put it in no notes. Friends to lovers, however, when they're just friends, when you don't really see them as childhood friends, you don't get to see them growing up together. You were good. I'm waiting for you to be great. It's not my favorite. I think I would rather read a childhood friends to lovers book over a friends to lovers book. That's just my opinion. Paranormal romance. Hey, no notes. I have mentioned several times that fall is my favorite time to read, specifically because of paranormal romance. I love vampires, werewolves, witches, anything that you put like that in a romance book, or like Ashley Poston books with magical realism. Anything like that in a book where they're a ghost and they're helping them not become a ghost, like just like Heaven vibes. No notes. So good. I wish I could read fall books all of the time, specifically paranormal romance books. The best kind. The best. Literally no notes. Love at first sight has to be done flawlessly. I feel like I kind of moved that rather fast, but we're gonna stick with it. Love at first sight. I'm between has to be done flawlessly and you could not pay me to read this, but like you could pay me to read it. It just has to be done flawlessly because Boy Obsessed, which I don't think I have on here, which would have been good to put on here, but he's obsessed from the start because he was in love with her from the start. I like. But Love at First Sight, where they're just like down bad from the beginning and there's no build up or no plot whatsoever, no. No. So that's a very fine line of Love at First Sight that I like. Has to be done flawlessly. Insta love. You could not pay me to read it. When a book has insta love, I DNF it. I hate insta love. The further along in my reading career that I've gotten, the less I like insta love. I don't like it. You should not be already together 50% through the book. Let it build. Let the conflicts of their personal lives build. Let other things and friendships and whatever else is going on in the book build up before they just start getting together. If it's a friends with benefits situation, which is on here, where is it? Friends with benefits has to be done flawlessly because I don't want it to be insta love after the friends with benefits. I don't want it to be love at first sight after the friends with benefits. It has to be done flawlessly. You couldn't pay me to read insta love. The further I've gotten, the more romance I've read. I don't want them together at the very beginning. I don't like it. That's just it. I love a good slow burn. I don't like insta love. I don't know why it's a trope, to be honest. Third act breakup. See, this one's difficult because I usually don't like a third act breakup. They were very, very prominent in books in like 2021, 2022 time when I was getting back into reading. Very prominent. Every romance book had a third act breakup or some sort of third act conflict. And I didn't really mind then. That's back when I was rating every book 5 stars. No. Now, third act breakups, especially when they're like dumb reasons, or now that I'm like going back and reading some of the more popular books then, and they have third act breakups for dumb reasons, I don't like them. So I'm gonna put this in overdone because every single book from that time period has a third act breakup, and I can't do it. Secret Identity. Send Rex. Okay? I think I've maybe read one book with a secret identity trope. Maybe. I'm like looking at my bookshelves. Lights Out? Is that considered the secret identity? If so, send more Rex because I like that book, but I can't think of any other book that has secret identity, and I need more. Like immediately. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Rags to Riches. This is like Powerless and like The Selection, and like I'm trying to think what other fantasy book this could be. Pretty much any fantasy book where she's from the slums and she goes to be with the prince. Kiss of the Basilisk. I'm gonna put this in You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great, because like or it could go in Overdone, because it's in a lot of fantasy books, but I'm just gonna be nice and put it You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great, because this is not one that I'm like, ooh, yay, rags to riches. Nah, that's okay. Enemies to lovers. Okay, actually, enemies to lovers. Let's discuss. Enemies to lovers, I'm moving down here. Not derogatory though. Enemies to lovers is one of my favorite tropes, but more recently it's gotten overdone, but I eat it up. But it's more so rivals to lovers, especially in contemporary romance. They're not enemies. They don't hate each other. They just are rivals. And every book is being called enemies to lovers, and it bothers me. But when it's flawlessly done, when it is done in a way that they hate each other, chef's kiss, no notes, but it has to be done flawlessly. Chosen One, You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great. I feel like when certain popular books came out with the Chosen One trope, everyone took a stab at it, and every book kind of just has a Chosen One. But it's not really a marketing trope, so it's not overdone, especially in fantasy anymore. So I'm not going to put it in overdone, but it's not necessarily my favorite either. But it's okay. It's just okay. Accidental Pregnancy. This is another one that has to be done flawlessly. Out on a Limb is a perfect example of this trope done flawlessly. However, I have not read another accidental pregnancy trope that I have given over probably 2 stars. Nope, especially when it's put in the 3rd act of the book. I hate that. Don't just put a baby in there to put a baby in there, okay? I can't do it. If it's a main part of the book, like it was on Out on a Limb, I'm more likely to like it. When it's thrown in the end, I don't like it. If it's thrown in the epilogue, I don't mind it so much because it's like a page, whatever. But if it's thrown in and you've got like 20 more pages left of her being pregnant and them being together, why? Why? No. Brother's best friend and best friend's brother. Now, let me tell you why I'm going to separate these, because they are not the same. Brother's best friend, giggling and kicking my feet. Best friend's brother, You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great. Brother's best friend, I usually think him to be older, and it literally just makes me like giggly and stuff. Best friend's brother, me being an eldest daughter and most of my friends also being eldest daughter, that means in my brain he's younger. I don't like it. That's literally the only explanation I have for this. I'm so sorry, but this is my opinion. Second chance. Usually I love a good second chance book, especially if it's a childhood friends to lovers. So we're gonna put it in giggling and kicking my feet, because I don't think it's no notes. There's some second chance books where I'm like, you shouldn't have given them a second chance. But a lot of the time, I'm like, yeah, that's cute. I love them. Love Triangle. I don't think I've read a lot of Love Triangle books. The only ones that come to mind, I read the first book of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I haven't continued that series. I'm a Conrad girly. I haven't watched the show either. Comment if you think I should watch the show or continue the series. Or if I could watch the show and just not read the rest of the series, because I didn't like the first book. I think Lightlark is a love triangle. I read the first book of Lightlark, but haven't continued that series. I'm also a Grimm girly. Comment if you think I should continue that series. I know Grimm and Oro is coming soon, I think. That book is coming out soon, I think. And Kiss of the Basilisk is a love triangle. And I couldn't pick. So, like, I've read plenty of them, but, like, it's not my favorite. So it's gonna go in You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great. Because, yeah, Is powerless a love triangle? I've only read up to reckless. I don't think so. I'm trying to think of other love triangle books. My opinion stands. Right person, wrong time. These books usually break my heart. The one I can think about off the bat is The Love Letter to Whiskey. I loved that book. Some people love or hate this trope. Some people love or hate that book. I'm gonna put this in has to be done flawlessly because I feel like there's some books that this is in and I'm like, just stay broken up. Yeah, this feels right. Slow burn, giggling and kicking my feet. And it's not going to go in no notes because everyone has a different definition of slow burn. And every book that has a slow burn has a different slow burn. So it's going to go in giggling and kicking my feet because I absolutely love a good slow burn. Give it to me. Fated mates. See, and if you hear me talking slander about these tropes and then reading a book with these tropes and at being like, oh my god, I absolutely love it, mind your business, you know? Because this is one of those tropes where I'm like, fated mates, you know? It's been overdone, but I do like it when it is done sometimes. I just feel like fated mates is something that's now in every fantasy book. We're gonna put it in you were good, I'm waiting for you to be great. Because people have different things that they do with their fated mates. And I like some and I don't like some. So a trope as a whole, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Now, if I go read a fantasy book and they're fated mates and I'm over here like, mind your business. Amnesia. I'm gonna be so honest, I hate this trope. The only book that comes to mind, it's a spoiler for the book, and the book got spoiled for me, and it made me hate the book, and now I just have a vendetta against this trope. Why put it in there? I don't know. I just don't like it. If you have a book rec that will change my mind about amnesia, comment it, and I'll try it. Unrequited love. I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I get secondhand embarrassment so easily when reading books that make me DNF it, especially if the girl loves this man so much and he's like, no, I hate you. I'll put the book down. There is a difference between this and Grumpy Sunshine. He just might be a really grumpy man, or he just hates her. And that's unrequited love, and I hate it. And I get secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, no, girl, he hates you. I just get so much embarrassment and it makes me feel icky. I'm good. I'm good. Opposites attract. Giggling and kicking my feet. I love when they're like polar opposites and they come together and they do something and they see different sides of each other and they fall for each other. I love it. Like he's a football player and she's like a book nerd and they have to work on this school project together and she realizes that he has like a learning disability and she starts helping him with his learning disability and they start seeing different sides of each other and she comes to like a party with him and she's actually really cool and he's actually really down to earth and sweet because he's insecure about this learning disability. Yeah. I eat it up every time. Playboy and good girl. This was so overdone in every sports romance book in recent history. And I'm just tired. If you watch my birthday vlog, you know that a lot of the books that I unhauled in that vlog were sports romances with the Playboy trope because it's overdone and every single book that is a sports romance has a Playboy in it and it's just Can he be a nice man once? Please? Next we have age gap. Giggling and kicking my feet. Listen, there's some age gaps that I don't like, so it's not no notes. But most of the time I love it. I love it. Love it. Professor student. Okay, this is a unpopular opinion of mine, but this has to be done flawlessly for me. Nocticadia, The Love Hypothesis, those are like the only professor student books I like. So if you have recs for good professor student books, let me know. But it has to be done right. I don't like it just thrown in there willy-nilly. I also like when they're working on some sort of project together in their designated field. Right. Okay. Grumpy Sunshine. No notes. Listen, I mentioned earlier how unrequited love, he just hates her. That's not grumpy sunshine. When it's grumpy sunshine, no notes. Literally one of my favorite, probably my favorite trope. I love a grumpy man. I also love a grumpy FMC and like a golden retriever man. Either way, either table turn, it doesn't matter. One of them is grumpy, one of them is not. Perfection. Rivals to lovers. Giggling and kicking my feet. Because a lot of the things that say that they're enemies to lovers are actually rivals to lovers, and I still eat them up. They're not no notes because usually they're marketed as enemies to lovers, and they're not. Hey, they're not. So it's going in giggling and kicking my feet because I love a good squabble. He falls first. Giggling and kicking my feet. I love a man that falls first. I love a man that is obsessed. I love a man that is not afraid to show love to the person that he loves. Give it to me. Bully romance in between has to be done flawlessly, and you could not pay me to read this because every single bully romance I've read, I haven't liked. I'm gonna put it, you could not pay me to read this because every time I read a bully romance, I get, again, secondhand embarrassment, and it's just not. It's just not. That's the sentence. It's just not. Only one bed. That was overdone for a while. That was in every single book with a trip, every single book where they had to go somewhere, do something. So much so that people started to get mad when there was two beds in like a hotel room or a cabin or wherever they were staying. I was like, I'm gonna put this in You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great because I could care less. If there's two beds and they want to sleep beside each other, they can sleep beside each other in one of the two beds. It just forces them together. Same with forced proximity. It's the same thing. Caretaking trope. This and hair washing. Okay, I'm moving this and doing these together because hair washing, send Rex. Okay, because the few that I've read, I think I've read it maybe once or twice. I'm just like, I would not let anybody touch my hair. Why? Like, maybe that's just me. But, like, I'm capable of doing it myself. Please do not. I have a full hair care routine, and in you doing it, it's gonna mess it up. Don't touch my hair. Caretaking, however, if I am sick and you're bringing me soup or you're fixing my wound, that has me giggling and kicking my feet. Especially in Just for the Summer when she's sick and he literally rides a floaty unicorn across the bay to get to her when she's sick. Yeah, I love that. I love that. But hair washing, if you have good recommendations, let me know. Because I haven't found a book that has it in there where I'm just like, I just think it's a personal issue, probably. Hate everyone but you. Yeah. No notes. Give me a man that hates everyone but me. I think I like this trope so much because that's real life experience. Because my boyfriend doesn't talk to anybody but me. So it's like a personal thing. Yeah. Similarly with Touch Her and Die, except that one's not as good as Hate Everyone But You. If they're together, that's the best. The best. The best. Miscommunication. Why? Why are we putting miscommunication purposely in books? Talk it out. We're adults. Seriously. Arranged marriage. You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great. This is similar to Marriage of Convenience. It's okay. Whether they arrange it or someone else arranges it. Meh. Billionaire romance. It was overdone for quite a while between the Twisted series, pretty much all of Anna Huang's books, Lauren Asher, some other books I'm probably missing. This was overdone, but I did like them. I mean, I didn't read all of them, but I did like several of them, and I enjoy them. They're not like 5-star flawless books, but I enjoy them. We're gonna put it in You Were Good, I'm Waiting for You to Be Great. Cowboy romance, however, has to be done flawlessly. I am a cowboy romance hater. I hate to tell you guys. I don't know what it is about the yeehaw, but The yeehaw is yee-naw in my life. I like a few books. I like 2 books in the Done and Dusted series. The Rebel Blue Ranch series, I like 2 books in that series. One was a 4.5 and one was a 4. And then I liked Heartless, but I didn't love it. Like, I gave it a 4 or 3.5 or something. Other than that, I have not enjoyed a single cowboy romance book. So it has to be done right. I feel like I've read enough to know that I don't like it. But again, if you have a perfect cowboy romance book that's not Elsie Silver, that's not Rebel Blue Ranch, I haven't read the rest of the Chestnut Spring series, but I know that Elsie Silver and I have a love-hate relationship. Give me something else. If you have something else, I'll try it. Sports romance. Honestly, giggling and kicking my feet. There is a point in time every year where I go on a sports romance binger and just read a bunch of sports romances because they're good. And I like them. And I love them. And they're good. And I have a good time. That's really it. Bodyguard, Send Rex. Not Twisted Games. I haven't read that book, but just not that book. Something else. I think this trope will be really good, but I haven't read any bodyguard tropes, and I think I would like it. Found family. Hey, no notes. No notes. Any found family, especially when it's interconnected and it's the last book in the series and you see the entire found family from the interconnected series. Perfection. I'm not like other girls. Hey. No. If a book says I'm not like other girls, closes the book, puts it away. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say it. We get it. Every FMC is different, and it's okay to be basic sometimes. It's okay to like other things that people like. Not like other girls is so annoying. I actually hate it. Hey, I don't like it. Past trauma has to be done flawlessly. I enjoy a good book that incorporates some sort, this is sounding wild already, but if you can incorporate some sort of representation of a specific type of trauma or a specific type of past or some hardship that the main character has gone through, is going through, affects their daily life, and it does well, and the other main character comes in, opens their arms, and expresses how they are here to help and just want what's best for them, and also probably shares their trauma as well. Hands down, some of the best books I've ever read. Unsteady by Peyton Corinne comes to mind for this specifically. That is a 5-star god tier book, but there are other books that just throw in some like stuff from their past sometimes, and it doesn't make sense, and it holds them back from the relationship or holds them back from growing as a person, like Flawless, and it's not done right. So it has to be done right. Single parent. I'm gonna be so honest, this is so overdone. And I'm not putting it in there that it's derogatory because I like it, but every interconnected standalone series has a single parent in one of the books. Elsie Silver wrote a whole series just of single dads. It's overdone. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just so present in the romance world. Who did this to you? Where else would it go? This is like Touch Her and Die. I love this. Especially if they were like separated to do some sort of mission and one of them comes back hurt and the other one's like, who did this to you? Yeah, giggling and kicking my feet. My wife giggling and kicking my feet. I love it, especially if it's a fake marriage or like marriage of convenience of some sort, and he doesn't call her his wife to her face, but when somebody else threatens her or something with the two of them, and he's like, don't you dare talk about my wife like that. Pet names. Hey, overdone. Not every book needs a nickname. Just call them by their name. Not every book needs a nickname. The Twisted series started out like this nickname trend, I think. I don't know if it was that specifically, but I know those have specific nicknames for each of the main characters. And ever since then, I feel like every romance book needs a nickname. You don't. And every romance book has some sort of strange pet name for the main character, and it's just, some are so cringy, and it's just become really overdone. Memorizes her order, so like memorizes her coffee order, her food order, something about her that she orders on a daily when they're out, and then memorizes it and gets it for her later in the book. I don't see it a lot, but when I see it, love it. I didn't know where else to go. I haven't seen this a lot, but I fear this would make a book 5 stars if I saw it in a book. The book could be terrible, and he or she would show up on the other's doorstep and say this exact quote. 5 stars. I don't know what it is about that specific microtrope, but I love it. I love it. I need to read more of that. Please give me more. Oh my gosh. Just reading the quote gets me so excited. Now, I said nicknames are overdone, and they are. But foreign language nicknames, I love them, especially when it's a unique foreign language. Like Russian, very, very unique to the story because their family speaks it, or her family speaks it, or something. It relates back to something, or they're studying the language in school, or it relates it to not only the book but the character. I love it. Knife to throat. This is also going here. It could go in no notes, but again, just because you put a knife to throat scene doesn't make them enemies. They could start out as not really liking each other, but that doesn't make them mortal enemies. They have to be enemies. Knife to throat. So giggling, kicking my feet. I do love a good knife to throat scene. Mind speaking. This is like when they're mates or when they're bonded and they can speak in each other's mind. I'm good. You're good. I'm waiting for you to be great. I think every Fated Mates book has some sort of this in it, and it's just maybe make them be able to be bonded another way or do something else, or I don't know. I like it. It's cool. It's okay. But it's okay. Bucket lists. So this is like when they're helping each other accomplish one or the other's bucket list items full of things. This is gonna go, you were good, I'm waiting for you to be great, because I haven't seen a lot of these, and a lot of the time they stray away from the bucket list in most situations where I've seen these. So I need it to be, if you're gonna have a bucket list trope, do the bucket list items. Like, it's a cute little fun addition, but I don't think it's amazing. It's good, but not great. The jealousy trope, giggling and kicking my feet. Put a jealousy scene in there, and I'm like, I love that. I love that. Not too much of it, though. And lastly, we have small town. It can go in overdone because I feel like every freaking romance book is set in a small town. I think that's where we're going to put it, because I don't necessarily love the small town books over the big city books like Windy City, or those set in New York or anything. Like, I don't have a preference for small town. If it's set in a small town, cute. Especially if it's like a cute fall small town. I love those specifically in the fall. That's when I prefer them over the others. Otherwise, I don't really have a preference, and I think they're overdone. That is all. That is every trope and micro-trope that I had listed for us to tier rank. We have 5 no notes, which I think is pretty good. These are ones that I'll read without question and love every time. Giggling, kicking my feet, I knew would probably be the biggest category because I like to have a silly, goofy, fun time. This, I'm not surprised. Neither am I with this because I still like these. They're just either overdone or not my favorite. This, you heard me say, they have to be done right. Some of these, most of these, I find 5-star books with these tropes because they are done expertly. But if they're done terribly, I will DNF or hate the book. It's like a all or nothing kind of thing. These, I mean, no. And again, if you have any recs for any of these or anything that I've mentioned, comment them in the comments. Let me know your no notes tropes in the comments below because I'm curious what you absolutely love in a good romance or romantasy. That is all from me for this video. I hope you enjoyed this tier ranking video. If you did, make sure to like and again subscribe so we can hit our subscriber goal by Halloween. I appreciate you and your support to my channel. If you want to follow me on any other social media where I yap about books all over the internet, those are all in the description below. And I'll hopefully see you guys in my next video real soon. Bye guys.